Hey everybody, this is Greg Gossett from Gossett Trading and Mentoring Live, and today is Tuesday, February 18th, 2020, and we again find ourselves in the final hour of the trading day. I mention this each day, but in my opinion, the most valid time of the day to make the majority of your buying and selling decisions is in the last hour of the day, in the last hour of the trading day, and more specifically in the last few minutes, essentially as close as you can get to the close of the market. That's why I make the majority of my buying and selling decisions there, because during the day you have the algorithm day traders battling it out, not with a lot of size, not with a lot of volume. At the end of the day, the large financial institutions come in. They're the most well equipped, they're the most well funded, they have the best technology, they have the best information, and they take the price control of the prices away from the algorithms and the day traders during the day, and they take control at the end and start moving it where they feel is the most valid price. And so that's why I make the majority of my buying and selling decisions right there following the large financial institutions. That being said, I did make a day trade today. It seems like it's becoming a habit. I think it's good for the channel if I can show you that, the approaches that I use, the setups that I use, not only work on daily time frames or weekly time frames, but also on intraday time frames if that's what you want to do and you want to trade intraday. So I did take one trade today on Apple that I'll share with you a little bit later. So, all right. The market, interesting. Dow Jones is currently down 157 points. It was down over 200 points earlier. The NASDAQ is up. Actually, it's up not a lot, 7.47 points, up about 0.8%, and the S&P is also down 8 points, about 0.25%. So, all right, let's take a look here. Hey, Evan is here. Good to see you, Evan. Thanks for coming. Bob is here. Nice to see you, Bob. Zach, hey, buddy, what's going on? Good afternoon to you. Dan, hello, Dan. Nice to see you. Appreciate you coming. There's Kamal. Hey, how you doing, my friend? Good to see you. Good lesson last night. We had a long lesson last night, went over a lot of stuff, got in the real minutia of trading. So anyway, I hope that was helpful, Kamal. It was helpful for me, actually, because we kind of got into areas that I don't talk about usually as much. So that was good. All right, so the plan for today, everybody, first of all, we're going to run the U.S. legal disclaimer. Secondly, we're going to come back. We're going to take a look at my current positions. We're going to talk about when I bought them, why I bought them, more importantly, how I'm going to manage them going forward. After that, some of you have some trades up on the board. We're going to go through those, take a look and see how those are doing. After that, we're going to spend a few minutes on trader psychology. As you know, in my opinion, the most valid, the biggest skill that you can learn in trading is managing your emotions, sticking with your plan. It is important to learn how to trade from a technical standpoint, support, resistance, entries, exit, these kind of things. But you learn that so you can make a good plan, and then you have to follow your plan. And if you can't follow your plan, then why learn all these things about resistance and phasing out and indicators and so forth if you can't follow your plan? So really, if you find yourself not being able to follow your plan, you have a little bit of work to do on yourself, but it is a skill. Think of it as a skill. Maybe if you think of it as a skill, every time you go to, click the mouse or make a trade that you're not supposed to, or mess with the plan that you have in place, think, oh, I'm doing this because I'm not skilled enough to stay with the plan. So we're going to talk about trader psychology. After that, I'm going to switch it up a little bit. Normally, I go through the watch list, each stock one by one. We look for support, resistance, indicators, confluence of buyers or a confluence of indicators, these kind of things. But I'm going to change it up a little bit today. I've already gone through the list myself, and I have a few candidates that we're going to look at the end of the day. But I think I'm going to start doing this going forward, I believe, to free up more time so I can answer more of your questions and look at more of the stocks that you want to look at. So from here on out, I'm going to go through the watch list before the podcast starts, and I look for three things. First thing, I look for a combination or a confluence of indicators. I look at indicators as different groups of buyers. You can dramatically increase the chances of having a profitable trade if you are in the company with a lot of other buyers. And the best way that I've found to do that is look for a confluence or a combination of indicators, or in other words, look for a confluence or a combination of other groups of buyers. That's step one. Step two, make sure you have a good risk to reward ratio, at least 2 to 1. If you're going to risk $100, you should be able to make 200 or 300 to the upside realistically, based upon some kind of valid resistance above you compared to the valid support below you on for your if you have a loss. And then third, just make sure you don't have too many correlated positions. You don't want to have 3 or 4 tech stocks. You know, you want to definitely be diversified in different industries, ideally different time frames, ideally outside of equities such as bonds, gold, silver, so forth. So I've already done that. I've gone through the list. I've marked off a few, and to save time and to give more time to answer questions and so forth, I will go through those, and then I'll have, you know, we'll initially take a look at those, see how they're doing. Then we'll answer questions. If you want me to take a look at any symbols, I'm happy to do that. If there's something that you feel like would be helpful for the group that that the group might benefit from by looking at before the close, and you'd like my opinion, just put it in the chat. And so that is the plan. So if you could, please hold tight for about 40 seconds, and I'll be back right after the U.S. legal disclaimer. Thank you. This video or live broadcast, like all instructional materials produced by Gossett Trading and Mentoring LLC, is created and published for informational and educational purposes only. Please carefully read and/or listen to the U.S. government required disclaimer before watching this video or live stream broadcast. The video link and disclaimer text are located in the description section of this video or live broadcast, here and here. Thank you so much. All right. Hey, Mohammed is here. Good to see you, sir. Appreciate you coming. And if you have any questions for me today, Mohammed, please let me know. So, all right, well, let's get started. Facebook. I did buy Facebook on Friday, the 14th of February here at 214.12. I bought it because we had the 10 that was underneath the 50 moving average. And then the day that I bought it, it closed over. So the 10 closed over the 50. This is a good long-term back-tested approach to trading Facebook. Doesn't mean that every single crossover is going to win, obviously, but the nice things with crossover is it will get you out pretty quickly if you're wrong, and if you're right, it gives you the chance for, you know, multiple amounts of profit to the upside compared to your loss. So currently it is up nicely, up 1.58%, which is great on a day like this. Did hit one profit target here today at 216.32. If it continues to move up, I will continue to phase out. My intermediate term profit target right up here is the 70 RSI. My ultimate profit target is the 6th ATR channel. For those of you've been my students, you know what I'm talking about. This is what I use to phase out. So again, if it keeps moving up, I will continue to phase out, take profits at incremental levels. If it rejects the 70 RSI, I will go ahead, just get out to the downside. If we close below both the 10 and the 50, that will be my signal to exit the trade. But a really great start on Facebook, especially on kind of a crazy day today. And 218.46 is my second profit target. So if we get a rally into the end of the day, then I will take another percentage of shares off here at 218.46. So it's definitely within striking distance. We'll see what happens. All right, IBM, similar to Facebook, I also took the IWM, which is the Russell 2000. I took it when the 10 crossed over the 50. So same signal as with Facebook. I took it here at 166.88. It has moved the next couple days. It did move up, hit some profit targets. Last couple days it's come down a little bit, but definitely rallied off its low. You can see it did reject the 10-day moving 10-day EMA earlier today. Same thing. My ultimate profit target up here is the 6 ATR channel. My intermediate term profit target is the 70 RSI. So if we keep moving up, I'll continue to phase out. If it rejects the 70, I will go ahead, lock in profits. If it closes back below both the 10 and the 50, I will go ahead and lock it in there. Okay. Okay. All right. Oh, no. Now my graphics went away. Why does that happen? Sorry. Get this over here. And this like so. Okay. So listen, world famous SPY trade. I know you, most of you see this every day, and I apologize, but in case we do have some new viewers, I do want to go over and explain to them why I do buy the SPY every single day at the close, and I sell it first thing the next morning. This is from Liz Ann Saunders on at Bespoke Invest on Twitter. She's the Chief Investment Officer for Charles Schwab. This is a back test from 1993. They used two approaches. First approach, they bought the SPY every day at the open and then sold it every day at the close. So buy in the morning, sell in the evening. Buy in the morning, sell in the evening, or sell at the close. If you did this every day since 1993, you'd have actually returned a negative 13.9% return for all of your troubles and your work. However, you did the opposite, which is what I do. I buy the SPY at the close each day. I sell it first thing the next morning. So it's basically an overnight trade. So buy the close, sell the next morning. Buy the close, sell the next morning. If you'd have used this approach every day since 1993, you've actually returned a positive 634.2% return compared to buying at the open, selling at the close, a negative 13.9% return. Past performance is no guarantee of future results. This is true. There's no guaranteed results of anything in trading, but if for me personally, if I'm going to allocate capital, I'm going to allocate capital towards something that has a good track record, which the buy at the close, sell the next morning does. This is the blue line compared to the buy in the morning, sell in the afternoon, which is the orange line. You can see there's a clear difference. The buy in the afternoon, sell in the morning is the clear winner. I love this chart because it shows if you have an edge and you can stay in the game long enough and rinse and repeat that edge over time, what your equity curve can look like. There's ups and downs in the middle, never go straight up. So you have to be aware of that. And for me, it's very important that I position size conservatively so that if I do start trading it right at the very top, it doesn't beat me up too much to the downside. So with that being said, I did buy the SPY on Friday at the close at 337.60. I did sell it this morning at the open for a loss at 336.52. So it does not work all the time. You know, it goes in cycles like everything else, but over the long term for me, it has worked really well. So that's what you have to, that's what you have to remember. And with all trades, any trade is pretty much a random trade. Even with a small edge, the edge will play out over time, but with the SPY, you just never know. So again, bought it at 337.60, sold it this morning for a loss at 336.52. Next trade, AT&T. I did buy AT&T back here on the 13th of January. I bought it because we had a higher low V1. Higher low V1 means at some point the price closed below this green line, which is the -1 ATR channel. It came back into the value zone. Did have a couple days down, and then immediately got reversed on the day that I bought it. Here's the V1, day 1, day 2. Day 2 washes out day 1, closes above day 1's close, also closed above the 50 RSI, also closed above all the moving averages, the 5, the 10, the 20, and the 50. And MACD is positive. My stop on this is the halfway of the washout bar right here on a closing basis. Friday, we came down, tested that level, and closed back above, so I kept it. Today, we also tested that level, and currently, as it is right now, it has closed back above. So as long as it closes above here at 38.11, I will continue to hold it. But this was down 23 cents, something like that, earlier in the day, so I'm really glad that this has reversed back up and slightly positive at the moment. Okie doke. Day trade time. You guys ready for this? All right. So this is on a 5-minute chart here. I did buy this intraday on this particular bar here when we tagged the -3rd ATR channel. We also went from under 30, over 30, and we had a little V1. Here's day one, day two washed out day one, close above day one's close. There's your V1. Bounced right at the negative third ATR channel. About 90% of prices bounce right there. And we also went under 30, over 30. And so I bought here at 315.76. It moved up. I hit 1 profit target, 2 profit target, 3 profit target, 4 profit target, 5 profit target. This orange line here is 1 ATR away from my entry. So as soon as it gets 1 ATR away from my entry, I put in a trailing stop. I did exit here on this bar when it closed below the previous day's low. That's one of my trailing stops. So nice little trade. You know, from bottom to top 315.76 up to 317.02. I did phase out, so I didn't get the whole $1.50, but I got a nice little chunk of it. And 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35 minutes. But, you know, it was good for a nice little profit. So, you know, this does go to show you that, you know, you can use these setups on different time frames as well. And this one worked out nice. Okay, so let me get rid of these lines here on Apple. Okay, we'll take Apple off the board. Now, let's take a look at some of your trades. All right, look at this, everyone. This is space. Now, those of you know Jesse, who's in the chat sometimes, former student of mine. Jesse, I did not know this. Jesse bought Spice back here at about 15, I think 15, wait a minute, it got up here as 36, 15. Okay, yeah, so he bought it about $16 right here when we came down in dips, somewhere in here. It didn't tell me exactly, but earlier today, he had made 100% return, 100%. So listen, if you use a 10% position size, and you make 100% on a trade, you've made 10% on your entire account. Most people, hedge funds, would be very happy to make that for the whole year. And he did this in, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4, probably in about 2 weeks. Obviously well off of its high. It was at 38.50. Now it's down to 30. So, but it's still up. But, you know, really glad, very happy for Jesse. To make I guess it's not 100% anymore. When he emailed me, he had made 100%, but still pretty good. He's probably still made 85% or something on this trade. This is a very bearish bar. I mean, you know, the close currently is above the open, but definitely below the close is below, yeah, right. Today's close is above yesterday's close, but we are below today's open. And there was a lot of selling that happened in here. So I don't know what Jesse's plan is with that, but this is quite a bearish bar for sure. But congratulations, Jesse. Really, really happy to see that. Okay, iRobot, dang it. So Bob, Evan, and Gamer David are in this. This was a nice setup. You know, they took this on Friday. We were above the 1 ATR channel, came back into the value zone, had some nice sideways movement, had this nice V2 here, day 1, day 2, day 3, day 2, washes out day 1, closes above day 1's close for the valid signal. But, you know, over the news, we had Apple warning on their sales and so forth. And so a lot of technology companies really got beat up because of that Apple warning. So this one went down. At one point, it was down 5%. We talked about this. If I had been in this trade, I would have had to got out intraday, not wait till the end of the day until when it got down 5% intraday. So this is kind of a bummer here. Definitely looks like it's going to close below halfway this washout bar. I don't know if you had emergency stops or not, but if you didn't and you're still in and it closes above the halfway bar, if it were me, then I would keep it. But if it closed below halfway of this washout bar, this day 2 bar, I would definitely get out and take your lumps. But that's too bad. That one is kind of news driven. Okay, Kamal did take MTCH match group back here on the 12th. I really do like this setup. We have a V1. Here's day one, day two. Day two washes out day one, closes above day one's close. So you do have a nice V1. You rejected the 200-day moving average under and back over. You also rejected a negative third ATR channel under, back over, move sideways. It was up on Friday and it is up again today. If I was in this trade, I would definitely be keying off of this line. You have a convergence here of the 50 RSI and also the 50-day moving average. If I were in this trade right here, I would most likely use this third ATR channel up here as my ultimate profit target. And Kamal and I discussed that quite a bit last night. So anyway, nice going, Kamal. Glad to see that's up on a day like today. Okay, Murat, this is a little bit longer term trade. He took this back here on the 7th of January. Moved up nicely for a while, then had a big down move, and then after earnings had a big up move, although we have been down for 1, 2, 3, 4 days here, so I'm not sure. I think this is a longer term trade for Murat. If I was looking to enter this trade, I would be starting to get interested now. See, it was above the 1 ATR channel, above the third. I don't want to buy up there. Now it's coming back into the value zone. So if it came back into the value zone, had some sideways movement, and I was interested in buying Nokia, that would be my spot. Bing He, look at this, everybody. Bing He bought this on the 11th of February, under 30, over 30, under the third ATR channel, over the third ATR channel. Next day it went down, but it held the 30, then moved sideways. Up nicely today, 2.41%. So congratulations, Bing He. Not exactly sure what your plan is with this particular trade, but if it were me, I would be definitely keying off the 50-day moving, or the 50 RSI if it rejected. But it looks like we have earnings tomorrow. So if it were me, not telling you what to do, but if it were me, I definitely would get out before earnings. It's just a policy of mine. I don't like to gamble through earnings. That's a good way to lose a lot of money quickly. Good way to make a lot of money quickly. I do understand that, but I always focus on the risk before the reward. Okay, Evan did buy DD, which is DuPont, back here on the 11th of January. We had a higher low V2. Here's day one, day two, day three. Day two washes out day one, day three closed above day one's close, also closed into the value zone, moved up nicely, sideways, up today. I'm glad to see. I would definitely be, seeing how it reacts around the 50 RSI to the upside. If it rejects it, that's where I would take profits. Bing He, another great trade. Wow. Bing He's been on fire lately. So we have a nice V1. Here's day one. Here's day two. Day two washes out day one, closes above day one's close. It went under 30, over 30 plus the V1, and it's moved up nicely for him. Today, however, it is at a 48.25. So let's see. Did this reject the 50 RSI here yet earlier today? No, it did not. It did not. So if this were my trade, I would definitely hold on to this right now. But if tomorrow it reject the 50, I would go ahead and get out. Or if it doesn't go up and goes down and have a close below the previous day's low, that's where I would get out. And then lastly, Evan bought Wayfair. Okay, he bought it here when we went, I believe, under 30, over 30. Is that right? Oh, I'm not sure there, because that one did not close above 30. So maybe, Evan, you can let me know how you're handling this trade. You may have bought it because it looked like it was over 30, and maybe in the last few seconds it went under. That definitely happens sometimes. But if you are in it, I mean, if I was in this trade and it closed under 30, I would go ahead and just take the small loss. Hey, I'm on Solo. What's going on, buddy? Good to see you. I was talking about you last night with Kamal, telling him, I was like, man, that Han Solo. I'm thinking of Mount Doji. Han Solo, I said, boy, he is, I think he's a born natural trader because he had some great trades. Hey, Frank, good to see you. Frank says, trading can be intense. Stick to your common sense. Taking a break is not a capital offense. Rest can add to your dollars and cents. Know this, know this, and know this well. The money is made between the buy and sell. Gosh dang it. Like every day I get more impressed by Frank and Joe with their poems. I mean, just being able to write a poem seems super hard to me, but to write a poem with such deep meaning and such insight's amazing. Thank you very much, Frank. Always appreciate that. I'd like to post it if I could. Han Solo said, nice Facebook trade, moving average X over trade. I need to incorporate crossovers in my trading plan. You know, I was talking about this with Kamal. The best way, I mean, honestly, the best way to trade, in my humble opinion, is not being too correlated, using different trading approaches, using different time frames, using different holding periods. The more diversified you can be with your approaches in all aspects, the better. So yeah, I think moving average crossovers are a great way to go. Han Solo says, IWM MACD looks quite supportive. It's not back to previous high, but MACD is at a higher high already. That is good because that means there's not a bearish divergence, right? So it means this particular move up here was stronger than this move. See? Here's the height here. Now we're higher. This is not a divergence. This is a convergence. Good eye on that, Han Solo. Bing He, hey buddy, good to see you. Appreciate you being here. I just went over your trades. Hey Greg, took profit on KL and EBR. Grateful for that. Oh, okay. So KL is out of there. All right. Very nice trade, my friend. We were talking about you last night as well, Bing He, Kamal and I was telling him how you've really come on as of late and had some really great trades. Very, very nice trade, Bing He, on both of those. So let's get rid of this one. We'll clear up the board a little bit. Bing He, what do you think of RPD and FTV? RPD had a huge bearish weekly bar for last week, though. It's not bad. I mean, I definitely do like how we've tested 2 days under the 200-day. It didn't want to go out under. Tested the negative third ATR channel, tested the 100-day moving average, and tested the 200, closing back above. And a little cherry on top there is that we do have a V2. Here's day 1, day 2, day 3. Day 2 washes out day 1. Currently, we do have a V2. Let's look at the weekly. You know, there's some pros and cons here. Yes, the previous week was a big down bar. I don't like that. However, and you know, Kamal and I discussed this last night, you know, look at the weekly. What can you divine that's positive out of the weekly? Well, it's back in the value zone. That's good. And we've rejected the 50-week moving average. So it's not bad. It's not bad. Good risk to reward ratio. And like I said, on the weekly, I do like that it held. Don't like the big bar down, but I do like that it's held the 50-week on the higher time frame. So let me know if you end up doing anything with that, Bing He. FTV. Well, okay, so FTV came into the value zone, 1 day sideways movement, and looks like we don't have a V1. We could possibly have a V1, but I probably wouldn't buy this because look, it went down, it went down. It only held steady for 1 day. I like to have it hold steady for at least a couple days. Hey, Steve Burns, good to see you, my friend. Hope you had a nice weekend. Thank you so much for being here. Always appreciate you being here. It's always exciting for me, and I know it is for everyone else in the group. So thank you so much. Really, really nice of you. Steve says, hey, Greg, so far so good on Facebook for both of us. Yes, sir. I was surprised. You know, when I saw the futures open, Apple was down $14. Was down $14. I mean, where is it now? It's down 5, right? So it, but you know, this wasn't even right. It was down here. It just hadn't printed, but it was down $15. I was like, oh my gosh, what is going to happen to Facebook and everything else? But you know, Apple's rallied. But yes, Facebook surprisingly is really strong today. Come on, baby, get up there and hit that second profit target. Yes, definitely. Steve says you can see the Spice reversal day from outer space. Yes, yes, yes. I know. Isn't that great though? Steve had a really great trade on Spice, and Jesse at one point 100%. I mean, I can't remember I can't remember an instance where anyone I know made 100% on something, let alone in 2 weeks, right? Whereas Space is up $1.30 now. So how much was that up earlier today? Oh, a mere 34% on top of everything else. This was an $8 stock a while back. But anyway, glad Steve got some of it. Glad Jesse got some of it. Just make sure you have a plan with that, Jess, if you're out there. Gamer Squad, I stopped out of IRBT. Yeah, I know. That's a bummer one. That's a bummer one. But you know what, Gamer? That's how it goes. Happens to me. Happened to me the other day on natural gas. And then natural gas immediately reversed up and is kicking butt now. Right? Insult to injury. I had an emergency stop and now it's just cruising up, right? But that's how it goes. You have to get used to it, you know, and if you position size correctly, you're like, you know, that's unfortunate, but that's how it goes. But you'll also get some upside ones as well. So just a good lesson in position sizing. But yeah, I kind of figured, and I imagine Evan and Bob probably got out. Yep, there's Bob. Sorry about that, Bob, but that's, you know, you got newsed. I'm pretty sure this had a lot to do with the Apple news. I imagine maybe it had something to do without that it didn't, but I can't imagine that it wasn't affected by that news. Okay. Bing He said FTV had gone down, no more V1 signal. Zach says bought LK. On 211. $35.37. Okay. I don't have a $35 price range on, was it on the 10th maybe instead of the 11th? Phased out twice but still at 80%. If we look at the chart, could you let me know if you should phase out more today as well? I definitely would be phasing out something here. I definitely would be taking probably 10 or 15% of my 10 to 20%, honestly, of my position off. This is almost 2 profit targets here and very, very strong. So yes, I mean, trade how you're going to trade. Doesn't mean you have to phase out, right? You can be one entry, one exit. But if you're asking me personally, would I be phasing out something here? 100% I would, and I would, you know, I would be looking for a close below the previous day's low to get me out and a rejection of the 70 RSI above. So I hope that helped, Zach. But yes, I definitely would. Hey, Andrea, good to see you, my friend. Hi, everyone. I guess Greg must have already talked about T. I did. Bought it back here with the return to value, the higher low V1. Slightly underwater on the trade, but definitely holding the halfway mark. So if it closed below the halfway, I would get out. It was positive earlier today. Now it's come back a little bit, but I'm still holding that. Zach says, oh, you got into EBR with Bing He. Very nice, Zach. Sorry, I took it off the board, but great. Steve says, nice Disney bounce off the 200-day moving average. Yeah, that's one of my ones to look at today. So we're going to have to go back through that. Um, Mount Doji, I noticed the Divney bounced as well, Steve. Yep, definitely. See how I have it marked? That's one we want to talk about. Time to read at New Traders U Moving Average book. It's a great book. Jackson, hey buddy, hey, all lurking but great trades. Kamal and Bing He. Good to see you, buddy. And thanks for that. Video or that audio file you sent me. Mount Doji, hello. Can you share your thoughts on SPWR and WW? SPWR. Well, look, it's a V1 Mount Doji. We did bounce off the 50-day moving average. It is a V1 here. The day one bar is larger than 1 ATR, so that concerns me a little bit. Looks like it rejected the 50 RSI. Me personally, I probably would not get involved in this. I would wait. I would have to wait here for another day up and then a couple days down and then go for that higher low V1. The reason I say this, Mount Doji, is whenever you buy lower lows and it goes up and it starts to stall, people will get out. That's why you usually go down, up, then down again, then try to get that higher low V1 or V2. It's easier to move up. I would be scared that this would be sold into fairly quickly. Weight Watchers. It's a nice higher low V2. Here's day one, day two, day three. Day two did wash out day one. Looks like it's closing above day one's close. My only concern here is it didn't really wash out very much on Friday. It did wash out, but I don't think it washed out by a quarter ATR. And also, we're right up against the 1 ATR channel, Mount Doji, so it's a little high for me to buy. And you have this resistance here. It is above the 50, if you wanted to take it, get out with the close below halfway here, but I have a feeling that you're going to be really fighting some resistance here with the 50 and the 100. Steve says, I guess Facebook is so digital, the coronavirus does not affect it like Apple. I was thinking the exact same thing, Steve. Yeah, really good point. Okay, I'm going to get to the rest of these here in a minute, but this is the time of the day where I do like to talk about trading psychology. There's some great channels out there on Facebook and Twitter. They spend a lot of time and effort posting good trading words of wisdom for us that if you read these posts every day and internalize them, I think it can't help but have a positive effect because all these sayings are just so great, just like Joe and Frank's poems, right? There's a lot of wisdom in it. But one of my favorite channels out there, as you know, is our friend Thomas Payne at Trader T Payne. Thomas was a scientist turned into a trader, so he brings that kind of mindset towards trading. But some of the best posts and sayings out there. So I really appreciate Tom doing this, but it's at Trader T Payne on Twitter. But look, this is short and sweet. Following your rules, following your trading rules is the highest yielding investment I know of, because the more you follow your rules, the more money you make. How about that? Right? I mean, we learn to trade, we learn setups, we learn rules, and then so many people never follow them, right? I mean, if you want to get into trading for fun and excitement, I guess don't follow your rules. You can, you can gunsling, right? And just shoot here, just get all crazy. But look, I mean, we're in this business to make money. I am, right? And I would imagine you are too. And the best investment you can make in making money is following your rules. Following your trading rules is the highest yielding investment I know of, because the more you follow your rules, the more money you make. Print this out, paste it on your forehead, walk around with it on, because I mean, this is so short and sweet, but it's so true. Following your trading rules is the highest yielding investment I know of, because the more you follow your rules, the more money you make. Repeat that to yourself every single day when you get up, 3 times. The more I follow the rules, the more money I make. The more I follow my rules, the more money I make. The more I follow my rules, the more money I make. Right? It's true. So if you're not following your rules, everyone, do whatever it takes. Move heaven and earth to make it happen, right? Get yourself a trading policeman. to watch over you, pay, pay a teenager to come sit and smack you on the hand if you reach for the keyboard when you're not supposed to. Have your husband or wife do it. But I'm telling you, I know it sounds like, I don't know, weakness or whatever, but professional traders on Wall Street, they all have someone looking over their shoulder to make sure that their ratios are in line, that they're following the rules. They do. And if it works for professionals, why wouldn't it work for you? So anyway, thank you so much, Thomas. Really, really resonated me when I read that. But again, the more you follow your rules, the more money you'll make. Okay, so listen, I'm going to quickly go down through not the whole watch list, but some of the stocks that I'm looking at that I've already pre-screened today. Okay, let's take a little look-see over here. Walt Disney. So Walt Disney did bounce off of the -1 ATR channel. It also bounced off of the 100-day moving average. This is a tough one for me. It didn't really reject the 200. I would like if it would have gone down deeper, closed back over. I would have liked if we would have had a V1 or V2. On the positive side, we do have we still do have a bullish crossover here. It's a decent risk to reward. I just wish it was at a different RSI level. 43. I'd like the best convergences are where you have that 30 RSI and the 200. Let's look at the weekly, see if we see anything on the weekly. When I look at the weekly, I don't see anything that I like here, other than we're in the value zone with a lower high. But, if it had bounced off the 50-week moving average, yes. But it's lost the 20-week moving average. I'm probably going to pass on Disney for that reason. I mean, it does offer a good risk to reward ratio based on the 200 for sure. But when I look at the weekly, no support. The next support's down here at about 135 on the weekly at the 50-day moving average. I'm going to hold out and see if we can get a close under the 200 back over, and ideally with the V1 or V2. So I'm not saying you couldn't take this here, right? Just put yourself here. If it rejects the 200-day move, or if it closes below the 200, get out. But I'm going to wait one more day on Disney. Merck, we've been following Merck a little bit. This does back test well over time with the close under the 250 and back over the 250. Earlier we were above the 250. Now it looks like we're below. Let's look at the weekly. The weekly, and Kamal, if you're listening, you see how last week it did not hold the 50-week moving average, and today it did not hold the 50-week moving average. So that shows me now that this is resistance above me. So I don't see anything on Merck. Well, silver. So we had the 520 crossover today, right? This is a good, valid, long-term back-tested approach for trading silver. However, my particular filters that I use do not let me buy over the second ATR. Third ATR channel is right here. About 92% of prices fail right here. My stop would be a close under both the 5 and the 20. So theoretical risk to reward, rewards here, risk all the way down to here. It doesn't make sense. That being said, look at the volume today. Look at the MACD crossover. This all looks really good. So my plan, I am going to pass on silver today. It might just go roaring up and I'll miss it, and that's just how it goes. But my plan is I'm going to look for a pullback somewhere in the value zone, ideally halfway between here and here, right about here. If I can get a pullback, and it might go up and I would miss it, but I'm going to wait for a pullback, then I will enter. If I get a pullback and the 5 is still over the 20, then it gives me a lot better risk reward. So I am going to pass on silver. SPY, of course, we know about SPY. I'm going to buy that at the end of the day here. Let me take a little look-see real quick. And then UAL. So UAL does have a higher low V1. We came back into the value zone. We lost the value zone. We rallied into the value zone. We've had 2 days down. Bump, 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 bump. We did wash out day one very nicely. and it looks like we're closing above day one's close, and currently at least over the 5 and over the 10. MACD is positive. My stop would be a halfway of the washout bar, which is basically about right here. 50 RSI is up here, but it has not rejected the 50, so I will take it. And by the way, Kamal, this particular trade, 50 RSI would be my intermediate term profit target, and my ultimate profit target on United Airlines would be the 50-day downward sloping moving average. You could also use the 200 if you wanted to get out of fewer shares, but I do like that it's up today. We talked about the red triangles. Here's a V1 to the upside, right? This is bullish, but if a bullish pattern gets immediately reversed downwards tomorrow, then it becomes bearish. And you can see this triangle is here. If it moves up tomorrow, this triangle disappear. But tomorrow, if we go below Friday's close, it will stay. So, you know, a little scary here, but it is a valid higher low V1. MACD is positive, happened in the value zone. Let's look at the weekly. Anything on the weekly? Yeah, nothing undervalued. You know, that's at least good. So I will be buying UAL here at the end of the day, and it is up today. It does show good relative strength. So for me, UAL is the only thing on my radar today, as well as the overnight SPY trade. So Facebook, getting ever so close. So Facebook is fine. Crossover still in place. IWM. IWM crossover is still in place, still positive on the trade. SPY took the overnight SPY loss, buying that again at the close, and AT&T took the higher low V1, was up a little bit earlier today, but it is holding this halfway bar. If it closes below halfway, this 38.11 here today, I mean, if at the end of the day it dumps down, I would have to get rid of it. So that's the plan. So really my only plan here today is for UAL. Now let me see if I can get through the rest of these comments here. Okay, so Bing He took RPD. RPD. Okay, Bing He took 55.85. Okay, very good. Mount Solo's picked Beyond Meat. 116 on Friday. Oh, very nice. Okay, so it looks like you bought the V2. Great, great. Did reject the 200-day here today, by the way. PIV2 is not perfect, but 200-day, 50-day, 50 RSI confluence look good. Yeah, it's a little bit of a big move here, but I really do like it. I'm not surprised it took off because we've double tested this 200-day. We had a V2. Looks like it's taking out the top of this range here, which is a fractal. It's a little bit chasey. If it were me and I decided to take this trade, I would two options. You could use the 200 if you wanted to give it some more space. Maybe halfway of this bar, maybe a close below the 20 or a close below the 50 or both would be good. Let's look at the weekly. Weekly came back into the value zone. That's what we want. Is it monthly? Somewhat up, but did come on the weekly back in the value zone. But yeah, that is a good confluencer. So let me know if you do anything with that amount. So Glenn says, "Hey Greg, thinking of buying GSX with move above the T10 EMA." This earnings today, is that today, Glenn? Is that after hours or did it already happen? If it's after hours, I wouldn't be buying it. I don't particularly like this price movement though. I mean, we are above yesterday's close, but we are definitely above the low. So this is a bit of a bearish bar, but anything over the 10-day moving average, red light, green light, right? From Marty Schwartz. So, I understand definitely what your thoughts are here, but I don't like this reversal bar. Kamal, Greg, could you let me know your thoughts on RPD for triple screen? Okay, monthly. Look, it's definitely not in a downtrend, right? We have a lower high. It's above the 1 ATR channel. I definitely would consider this in an uptrend. We haven't made any lower lows, so uptrend. Weekly, we are smack dab in the value zone. We did hold the 50-day, 50-week moving average. I talked about that earlier. So yes, monthly uptrend to sidewards. Weekly in the value zone, which we like. Closed over, held the 50-week moving average, and then you have a pretty sweet rejection of the third ATR channel, the 100-day, the 200, and a V1. Yes, I like it. So I did go over GSX. I don't like this reversal bar, to be honest with you. It's a V2. Here's day one, day two, day three. Day two washes out day one. But look at this huge gap that created this V2. So that's a little concerning to me. ADG. Hey, how's it going? Thoughts on TCOM? Well, it is a nice V1 with rejection of the 100-day moving average. You've got the confluence of the 50-day and the 200 right above you. This is moving sideways. This is probably going to bust out one way or the other here. MACD is positive. Yeah, you could take it with the V1. I would use a stop probably of the 100. I would probably get out if it rejects the 200. Let's look at the weekly. Weekly's back in the value zone. And this is winding up. This one's gonna go strong one way or the other. I probably would not buy this right here. Bob says IRBT was due to news, possibly breaches of fiduciary duties. Oh, that's not good. So yeah, it was news. Thank you, Bob. Steve says gunslinging as a trader is a great way to shoot yourself in the foot. Finish it up, Steve. You can make a poem out of that. That sounds like the starting of a good poem from Frank or Joe, right? Gunslinging as a trader is a great way to shoot yourself in the foot. 100%. Bing He, Disney has a 100 SMA resistance nearby. Yes, Christopher. Is UAL Qualcomm? No, it's United Airlines. Christopher, and good to see you, bud. Mount Doji says, any thoughts on HAL? Well, I do like the bounce. I do like the bounce off the 100 and the 200-day moving average. I like that we close back up into the value zone. MACD's positive. Let's look at the weekly. Weekly's nice in the value zone. Let's look at the monthly. Nothing too exciting on the monthly, but I do like the pullback into the value zone on the weekly. Yeah, it's not bad. if you bought it here, you know, you could just use the 200-day as your stop. I do like that it has found support in this area 3 times now, or another option would be to take a higher low V2 tomorrow if it happens. Would I take this? I probably would not take this, but I can understand, you know, it has held support here. It has held support here. We did test the support again here. We did reject off of the 200. So it's, yeah, it's not too bad. Beyond Meat did say the 200-day rejection. I am going to keep it though, since the 200-day just started forming and I presume can't even be sure it's not really a solid resistance. Okay, sounds good. MYOK. Not bad. Not bad on MYOK. We had this big bar over here, but you know, it was 4 or 5 days ago. It is a higher low V1. As long as it closes above the 50 and as long as that V1 forms, I would not have a problem taking that, but it's very close. If it closed under the 50, I wouldn't take it. And if it doesn't form a V1, I would also not take it. Let's look at the weekly. Monthly uptrend, weekly at the top of the value zone. I like a little deeper, to be honest with you. Not too bad. So if you do anything with that, let me know. Facebook, oh, we're so close to our second profit target. Okay. Bing He says RPD volatility high. Yeah. Okay, so silver is way too high. I cannot buy it up there, darn it. I am buying the SPY. UAL, I am buying UAL here at the end of the day as long as it closes above yesterday's close. So that looks fine. AT&T, looks like it's okay, but you never know here at the end of the day. And Facebook, or excuse me, IWM, it's fine. Crossovers holding. Facebook's kicking butt. Very close to that profit target, 218.46. Come on now, Facebook. I believe in you, buddy. Get on up there. Merck's not doing anything. Silver's just too high. SPY we have. UAL, be buying that at the end of the day. And Disney. Gee, that's a tough one. That one's locked up in stock jail. Support with the 200 underneath. 100 resistance above. So, yeah. So pretty clear to me. So one time through again, Facebook, I'm holding just fine. The crossover is in place. IWM, I'm holding. The crossover is in place. The SPY, buying the SPY, the overnight SPY trade, buying that again today. AT&T, oh, going positive. Going positive. That's always a good sign. And then UAL. So it looks like UAL is my only candidate today. Oh my gosh. Okay. Yeah, I've got it in. So AT&T's fine, SPY's fine, Facebook's fine, IWM's fine. Only have 30 seconds here, so we'll be buying United Continental UAL here at in the last minute of the day, right when the market closes. All right. So bought SPY at 336.73 and UAL at 80.25. Okay. So SPY, boom, move this over here. $336.73 is a new entry on SPY. And then UAL. What did I say? 80.25? Okay. Stop is going to be here, halfway of the washout bar. If it cruises up tomorrow or rejects the 50, I would immediately get out. By the way, Kamal, what would I use as my 50 RSI is going to be up here. I would either use the 50-day moving average or the 200-day moving average as my ultimate profit target. So let's see where the 50 is going to be. And that will kind of help me. So 50 is going to be pretty close. So about here. And then my ultimate profit target would be, but it's still 2 to 1, see? Here's a loss. This is twice that. Yeah, I would probably pick the 50 to do my numbers on. So thank goodness for Facebook today and AT&T. That was nice. Went positive on the day. Did have a little small loss on IWM, little overnight loss on SPY, and had the nice intraday trade on Apple. So I'm grateful for that. So I'm going to get to the rest of the questions and comments and your positions. But before I do, I just want to hurry and put in my quick daily plug. Just let everybody know that I do offer private one-on-one coaching and teaching lessons in the evening time via Skype. I really do enjoy teaching. I've had great success with my clients. I do offer a course. Like I said, it's one-on-one. It's in the evening time via Skype. It's live. And I do have a course, 5 sessions, each session somewhere between 2 and 3 hours. I teach you everything I've learned over the last 24 years, coming up on 25 years as a full-time trader. I teach you everything I've learned from all my mentors and coaches over the years, like Steve Burns and Dr. Alexander Elder and Kerry Lavorne and Larry Williams, plus things I've developed myself. So, you know, it's a pretty intense course. And I definitely think it's worth the money. It is $1,000, but I really do think it is worth the money for everything that I've learned and researched and experienced over the last 24, 25 years. So if you're interested, please reach out to me. You can send me an email, and my email's in the description of this video. You could also send me a message on Twitter. If someone is interested in becoming a student of mine, I like to have a Skype call with them, an initial Skype call. It's totally free. Just want to know more about you and your trading and your goals and what your challenges have been. You can ask me any questions, but just want to make sure, it's a good fit, that we're a good fit for each other. So it's free. So if you'd like to line it up, please just let me know. Of course, there's no obligation whatsoever, no pressure on my end, seriously. So if you're interested, just reach out to me. And then secondly, if you like today's podcast, if you find it helpful, please do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button. It just takes a sec, but it does help build the channel, and the channel has been building nicely. So thank you everyone for supporting it and getting the word out about it. It definitely seems to be growing. And if you could hit the thumbs up button, I really would appreciate it. Okay, so Beyond Meat. Okay, I'm on solo, picked up PI and MYOK. Ooh, I may have to come up with another system here because I'm kind of running out of room. Let's see. PI. Okay. 33.15. Nice, in the money already. MYOK. $70.50. Oh, nice. Nice, nice. Okie dokie. All right. And Bob is in UAL. Evan says I can take W off the board. All right. Thank you very much. That's good. Free up a little space. Amon says, strongly recommend Greg's lessons. I've only done 3 of 5, but already very valuable. Thank you very much. Yeah, we need to schedule the rest of those. We definitely need to schedule the rest of those, Amon. Greg, your guest portfolio is so full, I wouldn't take it personally if you skipped adding my trades. Well, look, as long as I have room here, I'll keep adding them. But if I run out of room, I won't be able to. Don Robbins, what's up, my friend? Don says, the course is well worth the money. Completely turned my trading around, and I have been in the green ever since I took it last year. Well, thank you, Don. By the way, I'm going to dinner tonight with Donnie's sister, Christina from Hawaii. Remember I was taking care of little Cooey, the little golden doodle? That is Don Robbins' sister. So thank you very much, Don. That's nice of you. Okie doke. All right, all right. So I'm going to go through these. So Spice, all right, still up 5.75%, kind of a reversal bar. And that is Mr. Jesse, or AKA Clarence Beeks. All right. Oh, LK, help me out. Who was LK? I forgot now. I have it on here. Why do I have it on here? Oh. Dang it. Who was that? Was that Evan? Or was it Zach? It's a good trade. Oh yeah, he asked me if he phased out. Oh, that was Zach. Okay. Let's see. I think for that price you'd have to buy it the day before. All right, so that one's looking good. Kamal with the match, still up, still profitable. That's good. Evan, profitable on DD. RPD, Rapid 7 being he bought right at the same price there. PI is Amon Solo. Strong bar there. Amon Solo, nice V1. All right. Was that you, Amon, on LK? I thought that was Zach that said he was in LK. Yeah, oh, yeah. LK was Zach, right. It was the day before. Yes, that's what I thought. I checked my email prior. Yep, that makes sense because this day the price wasn't there. Oh, Amon Solo also picked it. On the 10th. Very nice. I'll tell you what, Zach. By the mere fact that Amon Solo is in the trade with you should make you feel good. Amon Solo has had some great trades, so if I was in this and Amon Solo was in this, it made me feel even better. And did take percentage of LK and EBR today. Thanks for the input. You are welcome. So you did phase out a little on LK and EBR. Did I think I took EBR off. All right, let's see what's happening after hours. Anything exciting? Apple's up 5 cents. Facebook's up 5 cents. IWM is down 4 cents. Boo. SPY is up a penny. Better than nothing. AT&T is down 3 cents. And United Airlines is down $1.50. But don't let that scare you, everybody, because the bid-ask spread is 80 cents. The bid's 80.20 and the ask is 81. So, you know, after hours, it doesn't have a lot of volume. So that would not concern me. So, profitable day all in all today. Very happy for that, especially after looking at the futures last night. Zach says, LOL, a true honor. I'm telling you. You know that old saying, when E.F. Hutton talks, people listen? When Amon Solo takes a trade, people listen. You were very kind, Greg. I would have exited LK today, but if it had again moved sideways, but it moved up and kept me in. Well, that's right. Following the rules. A nice big, that's up 6% today. Holy smokes. Nice going. So I'm looking forward to going to dinner with Christina tonight, Donnie's sister. Haven't seen her for a bit, so that will be nice. Doing a little PF Chang's tonight. A little lettuce wrap action. Okay. Just for funsies, everyone. This is so important. I want to read it one more time. Following your trading rules is the highest yielding investment I know of. Because the more you follow your rules, the more money you make. It's right there. It's very simple. You don't need to take a course. You don't need to do anything. Well, you should take a course, actually, to come up with a plan. But once you know how to come up with a plan, then following that plan is the highest yielding investment I know of, because the more you follow your rules, the more money you make. So, again, print this out, paste it on your forehead, walk around with it all day. It's a good icebreaker. You can talk to people about it, and the more you talk to people about it, the more you'll internalize it. Boom. Okay. Oh, Exxon jumped off 30 RSI. Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, the energy companies have just been so beaten down. Kamal, Andrea, you see how we have a low here? See how we've rallied into some green. If we can come back down now, we will have a double bottom with a bullish divergence, missing right shoulder. Did this bounce off the 30? Let's see. No, yes, it got to about 30. Oh, I just had it. On my chart, got to about 32.05. So me personally, I'm glad you brought this up. I'll have to watch this. I'll put it over here so I don't forget. But if we could go under 30, over 30, under the negative third channel, over the negative third ATR channel, with the test of this bottom, with the false breakout to the downside, with the double bottom with the bullish divergence, I would definitely take this. Let's take a peek at the weekly. All right, well, look, the weekly is kind of holding the negative third ATR channel, so the setup looks there. It just looks okay. I just need a trigger. My charts did not say the same thing. Mine said it got to about 32 RSI. It did not hit the 30 RSI. Okay. Andrew says, thank goodness I almost canceled our next class. Excuse me. No, don't. Looking forward to our next class. That's Wednesday, right, Andrea? Looking forward to that. Andrew's been a really great student. Have a couple great students right now, Kamal and Andrea. Amon Solo says, true, Greg, that would be pretty good confluence. Yes, it would. BUD closed below 30 RSI, but its weekly chart jumped off the 30 RSI. Let's take a look. So not over the 30 yet. Weekly, but yes, the weekly did very nice, very good eye. Amon, going under the 30, over the 30 on the weekly, and bouncing off of the negative third ATR channel. That looks good, when you look at the weekly. On the daily here, close over 30 is what we would need. Do want to point out, this looks like a double bottom with the divergence, right? Here's a low, we have deep bars, now we're lower, we have more shallow bars, but we don't have any green in the middle. So this is not a double bottom with the bullish divergence. It's just one continuous move that's running out of momentum down here. But an over 30 and back over the third ATR channel with the weekly hanging right there would not be too bad. So yes, when I said before about not having to take a course, I misspoke. But taking the course here just from the live stream definitely should help. But yes, you need to be able to come up with a plan. You need to be able to look at resistance and support, indicators, all that kind of stuff. But my point was, once you have that down, it's not over. Then you have to be able to stick to it and follow that plan. All right. Well, Facebook, IWM, overnight SPY trade, AT&T, UAL. Are we too heavy in any tech? No, we've got some tech with Facebook. We've got some mid caps with IWM. We've got some the broad market with S&P. We've got some telecoms here, and then airlines. So pretty well diversified there, I have to say. Andrew says, just kidding, yes, tomorrow. Yeah, I know. Amon says, Bud may signal something in a few days too, or maybe not. That's true. That is true. Well, if you have any other questions or comments, let me know. Otherwise, I'm going to get out of here, go for a little hikey hike with Katie Girl. But I'm pleasantly surprised how today turned out, as a positive day after what last night, future-wise, looked pretty grim. And Bing He's had some really good trades. Monsola had some good trades. Jesse with the 100%er at one point. It's freaking awesome. So I guess he's up about 80% now, but still, I mean, 10% position size with an 80% move. That's 8% on your total account for the year. It's amazing. Zach and Amon doing fine here. Kamal up on that one. Murat definitely up on Nokia. Evan still up on DD. RPD entered that with Bing He. PI entered that today with Amon. MYOK, Amon also. What I like about this, everyone, is when I go through these, I don't see any losers. There have been losers, right? Like iRobot or whatever it was not good, but you guys got out of it. See, that's the key. Keep that garden free of weeds. Let your flowers or your vegetables grow. Let your winners, I want to see winners up here. But as soon as they're losers, I want to see them taken off the board. And that's what we have going here right now. Greg's gang, always play by the rules. Dan says, enjoy P.F. Chang's. Yum. Yes, sir. I'm looking forward to that. I'm definitely looking forward to that for sure. Okay. Well, I guess that's it. So I'm going to get out of here. Thank you all for coming by. I really do appreciate it. Just want to leave you off as always. Please go out and try to do something nice for somebody today. Just a smile or a wave or a hold the door or just be pleasant or a nice gesture. It could really have a huge effect on their day going forward that you would never know about, but you started it because you did something nice. So please try to do that every day to an animal or a human or both, even better, right? And before you leave, if you haven't hit the thumbs up button, I really would appreciate it if you could hit it before you click on out of here. I always want to call you Mount Solo now. That's Mount Doji. I'm getting mixed up. Amon says, Spice was a good lesson for me. I was tracking in early December for a trigger, but when I saw the big bar on December 19th, I skipped the trade. Yeah. Sometimes our filters, cost us, but if you don't have those filters, you don't have those rules. What do you do? All right, everybody, take care. Hope you have a good rest of your day. Thank you for coming by. Hope this channel is helping you, and look forward to speaking with you tomorrow during the last hour of the market. So have a nice rest of your day. Hit the thumbs up button. Do something nice for somebody today, and enjoy the rest of your day. Be safe. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye. U.S. government required disclaimer. Stock, options, futures, and forex trading is not appropriate for everyone. While there is a potential for large rewards, there is also a substantial risk of loss associated with trading. The material in this video or live broadcast is not geared towards any particular individual or to any particular financial situation and is not intended to meet the particular investment objectives of any viewer. This video or live broadcast, like all instructional materials produced by Gossett Trading and Mentoring LLC, is created and published for informational and educational purposes only. Any and all information contained in, implied, or referenced by this video or live broadcast is not to be construed as investment advice, and no representation is made that any individual or entity involved in production of this video or live broadcast is an investment or financial advisor or is registered or authorized to give any financial advice. We are publishers and educators only. Therefore, the various producers of this video or live broadcast will not accept liability for any loss or damage of any kind which may arise either directly or indirectly out of the use of any of this material, including any loss of profit. No representation is made that any account or investment will or is likely to achieve the profit or losses demonstrated. We recommend consultation with a licensed and qualified professional before making any investment decision. This video or live broadcast is not to be construed as an offer to buy or sell any security, financial instrument, or financial product of any kind. Notice is hereby given that any individual or entity involved in production of this video or live broadcast or their clients may have an interest in any security, financial instrument, or financial product mentioned or referenced. Any simulated or hypothetical performance result depicted does not represent actual trading and therefore may under or overcompensate for the impact of various market factors such as lack of liquidity. Thank you.